Hi everyone, this is Sylvan from Sylvan's Way, and today I'm going to share with you a little haul. A little haul. It's not that many things, but it's really super exciting things. So my husband likes to go to this place called McKay's, which is a discount store. You can bring in books, you can bring in games, you can bring in Toro decks. I'm sorry, Toro, tarot decks, and they will buy them from you, of course, at a greatly less amount than what you paid, and then they sell them back, to the public, and at a decent price, most of the time. So you have to be careful, though. I have gone into McKay's and found that I could get brand new books off of Amazon, unfortunately, for less than what they were selling the used book at McKay. So you do have to be careful. But I have found that they are a great place to buy used oracle and tarot decks. I mean, I can't believe, like, when I show you this stuff, you're going to be floored at what I found at my local McKay's. And so I always fought my husband about going there because I was like, ew, I don't want some used stuff. But now that I've gone a couple of times and found these great deals, I'm hooked. Especially like after I show you what I found, I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that somebody sold this and I found it at McKay's for the price that I found it. So if you have a McKay's by you, it's worth going in, even if it's just for 5 minutes to go look to see if they have any used oracle decks and tarot decks. Okay, so before I show you my scores, I am going to show you one book. I got this really cool book, Spooky North Carolina, Tales of Hauntings and Strange Happenings and Other Local Lore. And since I moved to North Carolina only a year and a half ago, I've been really big into reading books about the area. And so this actually has Winston-Salem and Greensboro. And so this is the area that I live in. I live between Winston-Salem and Greensboro. So I am super excited to see what these stories are about North Carolina that are spooky. And it was perfect because, we're at the end of August. I mean, when I publish this is going to be September. So spooky season is right around the corner. And so I'm super excited about reading about spooky North Carolina. So that was my book score. And look, it's in great condition. I mean, it's really good. And it was like $4, I think. So, and it was originally priced $17. No, that's Canadian. So 13. So I mean, $4, totally worth it, right? Totally. Okay. So that is the book that I got. Okay. So let me show you from the not the greatest up to the greatest. Okay. So first, I got this deck, this Scorpio Sea Tarot. And I've never, ever seen this deck before. And so, of course, I picked it up, I counted all the cards, made sure it had everything, and it was $10 for this deck. I think it was $10, and was really really thought that the images, and I was like, why do these images look so familiar? Like, I think I've seen a deck with these similar art style. Like it just seemed so similar to me. And so when I Googled it, like, it's nice. You can stand in the store and you could just Google information that this deck is made by, I think it's Maggie Stifander, and she wrote a book, The Raven's Prophecy, as well as the Scorpio races. And so she has another deck out called the Raven's Prophecy. Yeah, that's it. The Raven's Prophecy. So she has that deck, and that's where, because she did the art for them, and so that's why it looked so familiar to me. So this must be her lesser known deck, even though this is a major, it was published by Llewellyn back in, I think it said 2021. So it's not really that old. What is that, 4 years old? I've just never ever seen it before. But it's based off of that book, the Scorpio Races, I think. I think that's what it's called. Um, I should have written it down and had it available. But anyway, it's easy to find. Just look up her name and then you'd be able to see it. So you know what I did? I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and I got it. I got the deck. It was only $10. This is regularly like $32 regular amount. And so I went ahead and I got it because I really like the images. And then when I got home, I actually got the audio version of the book so that I can listen to it. So hopefully, reading or listening to the book will get me familiar with these characters. And then when I go and I read this user guide, then it will be even, it'll make me bond with this deck, and it'll make all of these choices of like, why was this chosen for the 10 of Swords, because it's not traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. It's definitely, I think it's based on the idea, and they chose characters with the energy that that particular card is, but it's definitely not none of the images are Rider-Waite-Smith. Maybe that's why it wasn't so popular, but I don't think the Raven's Prophecy is Rider-Waite-Smith images either. So I don't have that particular deck. But so anyway, yeah. So this was a score that I got at McKay's. It was only $10. And as you could see, all of the cards are in perfect condition. The book is in perfect condition, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with the box. So I'm happy to have this in my deck collection, and I am excited about listening to the audiobook to see if I like it, and it will make me bond with this deck. It could end up being a really good reader. So that's what I'll be doing. After I finish listening to the book, I will read this book, and then I will start using these cards. So hopefully I'll really like it. So that was one score that I got. So that was my least impressive score out of all of the decks that I got there. So that is deck number 1. My second score is the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck and guidebook. So everybody knows Kim Kranz. And so I've been wanting this deck for a while. I love that she handwrites all of these books out. I think that's super cool. But I wasn't wanting to pay, like it's a box within a box. I was not wanting to pay the $40 that this was new. And so at McKay's, this deck was only $20. So I am willing to pay half. And I counted the cards, and all 71 cards are there. And as you can see, all of the cards are in perfect conditions. There is nothing wrong with any of the boxes that it was in. I mean, it's almost like somebody bought this deck and they didn't even use it. There's absolutely no wear or tear on the fronts or backs of these cards. So I was super excited to get this deck for half the price. I mean, I would have really have liked it if it was only $10, but it was 20. So, but I think it'll be worth it. It's got like a very unique system, and I have enjoyed her other decks. So it adds to my collection of her decks, because I think this was the last one for me to get. This is the one I was it's her newest one, so it's the one I've been holding out on the longest to get. So I mean, it definitely spurs me to like start going to all of the, anytime my husband wants to go into a used bookstore now, I'm going to be all about it. And the first thing I'm going to go up to the front and ask is, where are your tarot decks? Because I want to see if you have any good ones. I highly recommend it. I mean, paying $40 for this deck is for the birds. That's why I hadn't gotten it. But because because it was at such a good price and it was like getting a brand new one. I mean, I don't feel any energies on these at all. I swear. Somebody must have like just bought it and put it up on a shelf. I mean, I have no room to talk. Believe me, I have no room to talk because I have bought a plenty a deck that is currently sitting on a shelf that I haven't gotten to using it yet. Or I thought I would, you get it in, you think that you're gonna like it, and then you look at it and you realize, oh, I don't like it as much as I thought I was going to like it. And maybe you do that first initial reading and it's just not hitting home, and so you're like, well, okay, I'm going to put it up on the shelf and maybe someday I'll get to it. And then it sits there for a year, maybe two. So anyway, so that's okay. That's okay. I still have room. I haven't run out of room on my bookshelves yet. If you're wondering what my bookshelves look like, you can go and look at my posts. I did post pictures of my bookshelves the other day showing my 300, little less than 300 decks and how they fit on my bookshelves. So anyway, this was my second deck that I was really excited and happy that I had gotten it, because I had been Googling it and it had been, or oogling it on the websites, and it's been on my wish list for a very long time, and now I have it. Okay, now my next two decks are the ones that I'm super uber excited about. I only paid $10 for each of these decks, and they're both out of print, hard to find, and I found them being sold on eBay for more than $100 each. Oh my gosh. So the very first one is this Sacred Nature Oracle deck. And you might be like, oh, Sylvan, you can get that for like $25 on Amazon. Yeah, you can. But that is the mass market version. This is the indie version. So this is the version that came out on Kickstarter. So I am super excited about that. And look, this deck has not been used. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the box. There's not a scrape. I mean, look, there's no bend at all in this book. Like, did they even open this book up and read it? I mean, like, seriously. So I am super excited about this deck. Like, it is beautiful. And this is another deck that I have been looking at and debating about getting it, because I don't usually go for this type of art style, but man, for $10, and then to get home and find out that this deck was actually the Kickstarter version, and it's going for over 100 on eBay. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, now I know why people go and get antiques and do antiquing, or they like to go into secondhand or used places to buy things, because if you find a score, I mean, what a rush. How exciting. How fun is that? So I was able to find this hard to find deck, and I wasn't even expecting it. That was the thing. Like, it's so unexpected. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I'm hooked. I am hooked to doing this. So yeah, every time I see a used bookstore now, I am definitely going to be pulling over and going in and finding out what they have. So now I have this absolutely gorgeous deck in my possession that is a very rare find. So I'm super excited about that. I mean, I kept like rambling on and on when we got in the car and driving away. I'm like, oh my gosh, as I'm Googling things and looking it up on my phone. My husband is just laughing at me. He's just laughing at me because he's like, now you get it. Now you got the bug. Now you know why I like going into these stores and looking for things. This is the image on the mass market version. So that is the big telltale sign of whether it is the mass market version or if it is the Kickstarter. So this is the box cover for Kickstarter, and this is the box cover for mass market. So that is my Sacred Nature Oracle deck. It was a score. I'm so excited. Look at, nothing is wrong. Like nothing. Like these cards are perfect condition. I mean, like seriously? Seriously. I'm telling you. I'm so excited about it. So excited. Okay. Okay, my last one. My last really, really great one. And this is another one that I'm really, really happy about. I got not first edition, but the second edition, produced in 1985, Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck. Really? Wow. I got this deck for $10, and it is selling for over $100 on eBay. The box, there is a little bit of damage on these corners, so just a little bit, so you can see some damage here. But otherwise, everything else about this deck is absolutely perfect. This is a deck that I've had in my wish list for a while. Oh, and there is a little bit of damage to this insert, just a little, and a little yellowing, of course, you know, when it's that old. But you could definitely see it's got the correct ISBN number because I looked it up, and it was produced in 1985. So this is like the second printing. The difference is the first printing evidently is a lighter yellow color, and it's a 2-part slidey box instead of this tuck box. So second edition is the tuck box. First edition is the 2-part slidey together box. So that's how you can tell the difference. Both were produced in 1985. And I'm so happy. And like, I didn't know. Did you see this where it says to all believers, and there's like this insert card that you can see through this window. Isn't that adorable? I mean, like, so cute. So I'm really glad that I did not purchase the newest printing of this. Like, they do sell this, I think, in the tin. Because I probably wouldn't even have thought about picking it up off of the shelf if I had the tin version. And after realizing, the only thing I can think of is that the people who checked this deck in and didn't realize that this was the vintage second edition, hard to find version of this deck. They probably just Googled it and saw the most recent version of this deck is only like $15, $20. And so they gave them, you know, half, or like, you know, $5 for it or whatever. Not realizing that this was like a second edition run on this and hard to find. So I'm so excited to have this deck. And as you can see from the cards, there is absolutely no wear. There is no bow. There is no damage on any of these cards. Like, the card edges aren't even dirty. So again, I think all of these decks must have came from the same household and they just didn't use them. Maybe they were a collector and they didn't use them. The other thing about this deck that I'm so pleasantly surprised about is that I actually really adore these images. I can't believe how much I like the faces and the soft pastel tones of these images. I like that the images are zoomed in a little bit, so you get to see a closer portion of the actual image. They're all Rider-Waite-Smith, exact, like, you know, same. It's not exact because, you know, it's redrawn, but it is the Rider-Waite-Smith image of, but it's just reimagined with, you know, with her style, the artist, the Hanson-Roberts woman style, Mary Hanson-Roberts. I really love like these little cherub like faces on here, and I might find myself, because I can't believe how much I really love the images of this. It's just so, this might turn into like a comforting deck for me, because I really like these images so much. So I might like, look at these little faces. Oh my gosh. I mean, I had no idea. I had no idea because I've never really looked at this deck before closely. I mean, I've seen it in passing, but I've never closely looked at it before because it, you know, is an older deck, and I was getting all the, look at these little faces. Look at these faces. So I never really paid close attention to this, and I wouldn't have if I hadn't have picked this up. But anyway, what I was trying to say was that this deck, I think I'm going to buy the newer version, like the tin version, and use that every day, because since this is a vintage deck and it's such good quality, that I think that I want to keep this as a collector's, like a collector's edition of it, and I'm going to put it on a shelf and never touch it, and I'm going to get the other deck and use that, because I love, I mean, this one right here, like look at that bunny. Look at that bunny. I mean, look at her. Look at her hair. She's fantastic. So I can't believe how much I really like this deck. I mean, I really, really like it. So I'm super excited about this find, and I just didn't know. And I wanted to share this with you guys in case you didn't know. I didn't know that you could go and this is where you can find these kinds of wonderful, beautiful decks at a very cost-effective amount. And occasionally you're going to find the score, you know, the deck of a lifetime here, like by going to these used stores. And it's just like, it blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind that this happened. So I'm super excited about it, and I wanted to share it with you. So if you have any used bookstores or any McKays, places like that around you, it's definitely worth checking it out and seeing if you can find any used decks there that, you know, you might be like me. You might find, you know, something pretty awesome, like these two decks. I paid $10 each, and they're selling on eBay for over $100. I got this $40 deck for $20, and I got this $30 deck for $10. So, I mean, I almost don't want to buy new decks anymore. I mean, it like, I almost don't. So, anyway, so I just wanted to share this with you. Leave a message below, comment below, and let me know, is this how you find your, do you do this? Do you go to these used bookstores and find awesome deals on used decks? Is this something you've known about? Or are you going to start doing this? If you haven't done this before, are you going to start doing this? Because it's pretty fabulous. And then also, let me know, where else can I find good priced used decks? Because, you know, even some of those online retailers that sell used decks, they might sell this 40 brand new deck. So it's $40 brand new. They have a used version and they sell it for $30. That's not a really big sale. I mean, I could just wait for it to go to sit on sale on Amazon or 25% off at Barnes & Noble and get it for the same price and get a brand new deck. So where do you go? Because those sales aren't worth it. Where do you go to get your really low priced decks so that it makes it worth it to buy a used deck instead of just waiting for the sale to go on for a new deck. I'm curious, like, is there other things that I can check in on? Please tell me your secrets. Please tell me your secrets. I want to know all the secrets of where to get really good priced used decks. And I gave you mine. It's the McKay's. So do me the favor and tell me yours. Tell me yours. Anyway, until next time, please leave a comment, hit like, subscribe, share, all the above. I appreciate you, and this was fun. Okay, until next time, see ya. Bye.